There was a time when turning $10 into $10,000 in 20 minutes didn't sound crazy to me. It sounded possible, normal even, and that belief shaped every decision I made in the market. If you're like I was, scrolling social media, eyeing those luxury cars and mansions, thinking your brokerage account is the golden ticket, you're probably chasing wins while ignoring the real game. But here's the hook. You think your biggest problem in trading is losing money, those red trades and blown accounts piling up. But that's not true. The real problem is something far more dangerous. The questions you ask yourself after a loss, because those questions reveal a psychology that was never built to win. I thought losing money was my biggest issue, the fear and anxiety kicking in after every bad day, making me wonder, why is the market against me today? Or, what if I lose everything and have to stop before it gets worse? But the loss wasn't the problem. It was what those fear-driven questions exposed about my unmastered mindset, externalizing blame instead of fixing my own behavior. What if your survival mode panic is actually the trap keeping you stuck? And the ego? You think it's just frustration from bad strategies or the wrong broker, hunting for more wins to feel better? But no, my ego was sky high even when I wasn't a real trader. I wanted to show off, prove everyone wrong who said trading wasn't for me, jumping into every forum comment section, acting like an expert, debating and correcting others to feed that rush of being knowledgeable. But I wasn't. I was just inflating my identity to mask self-doubt, tying my worth to outcomes and asking ego-based questions like, am I actually bad at trading? Or how are others winning while I'm failing? What if those identity threats are the silent killer, turning you from confident to crushed without you realizing? Wins felt great, right? You think they're the goal, that green streak building confidence, but every win was quietly damaging my future as a trader. I chased them like a gambler, deliberately pushing for 5 in a row, basking in the adrenaline. But those highs hid the harm, leading to bigger risks and deeper falls. How can winning actually hurt you? Making revenge questions pop like, how do I recover this loss quickly? Or, one more trade with bigger size won't hurt, right? Those impulse mode traps force the market to obey emotions. But what if they're the unknown reason your accounts keep blowing? The obsession ran deeper. You think knowing patterns means you're set, like memorizing hammers, dojis, engulfings from endless screen time. But I had them all in my head, even seeing charts in my dreams, waking in sweat over phantom signals. Is that dedication or a dangerous addiction warping reality? And the fantasies? You think desiring luxury motivates you, but it sabotaged me, telling my girlfriend vacation soon, beaches, big trips once trades hit. She left when nothing came. Poof, gone. Every dollar went to funding accounts, no self-care, on autopilot, skipping meals, workouts, health crumbling. How far can neglect go before it destroys everything? Those fantasy-based questions like, do I need a better strategy or broker to fix this instantly? Avoid responsibility, chasing shortcuts that never work. These weren't habits. They were massive problems, screaming for a fix, from fear externalizing to ego tying and fantasy hunting. Sound familiar? But hold on. The solution to breaking this cycle is coming, a mindset shift that flips ego into discipline, fantasy into reality. Stick around, because by the end, you'll know exactly how to believe and live like a profitable trader, and avoid the traps that cost me thousands. Let me take you back to where it all started for me.
I'd open my chart at random times, analyze based on gut feelings and half-learned lessons. A win? Pure joy. That dopamine hit from seeing green. A loss? No big deal. I'd just wait for the next one. I chased those wins like a gambler at a slot machine, deliberately pushing for 5 in a row, then switching to my history tab to bask in that adrenaline rush of green colors. Confidence built, or so I thought. You might be guessing, sounds like overconfidence led to bigger risks. Close, but let's dig deeper. I funded my account with real money, excited to scale up. Before the session closed, 80% was gone. The remaining 20% lasted 3 days before I blew it too. Here's the twist. I found more joy trading that tiny 20% because I was winning small, stringing together those greens without the pressure crushing me. But then this question hit me like a gut punch. If I can do this with 20%, why didn't I do it with the full account from the beginning? It frustrated the hell out of me. How could I rack up so many wins on that scraps of an account, yet lose 80% when I had the right size to actually build something real? Was it the money itself messing with my head, or some deeper confidence issue? Maybe an unrealistic belief that bigger stakes meant bigger magic? That nagging doubt just amplified the anxiety? I funded more accounts, same story. Quick losses, mounting fear. Now you're anticipating, did he switch strategies? Change brokers? Hunt for bigger wins? I panicked with those exact options. Fear gripped me. This was supposed to be my career, my path to making a living. But instead of doubling down, I stepped away. I calmed myself by going out, interacting with people, reconnecting with nature. It cleared my head. And that's when it hit me. I was trying to manipulate outcomes to fit my desires. Trading wasn't a vehicle to luxury. It had its own rules. I realized my desires, those mansions and cars on social media, were the deadly motivator. Knowing a brokerage could flip $10 to $10,000 in minutes? That fantasy mindset was poison. My mind wasn't in a good state. But what if flipping that switch could turn losses into consistency? You're probably thinking, okay, so mindset matters, but how do you actually change it? Let's build on that. The revelation that transformed my trading. To become a consistently profitable binary options trader, you need the mindset of one. Sounds simple? It's not obvious until you break it down. I asked myself, if I know chart patterns and strategies but still lose money, what's missing? The answer: thinking and believing like a profitable trader. It all boils down to one word: believe. But I split it into be and live. Be the trader in mindset. Live the life through actions. First, the be part. Mindset changes. I had to accept harsh realities before opening any chart. Fantasy outcomes? Gone. No more chasing luxury as motivation. That's emotional trading, leading to blows. Instead, embrace that trading is probabilistic. Wins and losses are part of it. I came to terms with risk management as king. Never risk more than 1 to 2% per trade, no matter the rush. Story time. Picture Alex, a beginner like I was. He sees a perfect setup on EUR/USD, a classic reversal pattern. Heart racing, he bets big, dreaming of that mansion. It fails, account dips 50%. Sound familiar? Now, with a trader's mindset, Alex sizes small, journals the trade, reviews why it failed without emotion. That's the shift, from gambler to professional. Second, the live part. Actions and routines. I wasn't a trader yet. I was just someone with an account. To live like one, I built habits.
Daily routine. Set specific times for analysis. No random opens. Prep with market news, economic calendars. Journal everything. Wins, losses, emotions. Review weekly to spot patterns, like my win-chasing bias. Backtest strategies. Don't just learn them, test on historical data. For binary options, focus on high-probability setups like support/resistance breaks. Risk rules. Fixed position sizes, stop losses, even in binaries via time limits. Education loop. Read books like Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Deep introspection. Why do I trade? Shift from luxury to discipline. Over time, consistent repeats aligned my expectations. I believed I was a trader because I lived it. And guess what? Profits followed. Not overnight, but consistently. No more 80% blowups. Instead, steady growth. But here's the non-obvious twist. This doesn't magically deposit money. It aligns behaviors so strategies work. If you're in binaries, apply it to your live trades. Start small, build belief through actions. Look, I've been where you are. That anxiety, fear of failing your dreams. But sharing this isn't just my story, it's ours. We're in this together. I get passionate about this because I wasted so much time and money before getting it right. If you're nodding along, smiling at the realizations, know that helping you avoid my mistakes builds that trust. I'm not some guru. I'm the guy who blew accounts and came back stronger. Stick with me. I'll keep delivering real, no-fluff value to solve your trading struggles. Quick recap. We started with the fantasy trap, chasing luxury via quick wins. Then, my story of losses and the mindset wake-up. The key? Believe. Be the trader, mindset realities. Live the life, actions, routines. Do this consistently, and you'll go from inconsistent to profitable. This is just the start. With this belief mindset as your foundation, I'll take you through my full journey in upcoming videos. The strategies I've honed over years of experience and hard lessons. Deep explanations of how they work. Mythbusters to cut through trading BS. The psychology of the market that most ignore. Indicators and their true uses beyond the basics. And more. My aim? To make your ride easier than mine. If you follow along, applying these techniques step by step, you'll become profitable without the painful detours I took. And if you're ready to invest in that first step, grab my ebook, link in the description. It's packed with my binary strategies that turn my trading around. Consider it your initial commitment to be a trader and live the life of one. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications. Let's make you a consistent winner.